Okay, this is Zach Wagoner at Arizona State University Tempe campus. Zach is one of our new TA mentors, and he's going to walk about campus with me and talk about his experiences as a TA mentor and what experiences have prepared him for that work, and what else might prepare him for that work, and whatever else he wants to say about it. So sometimes his face will be in the frame, and sometimes other places around campus will be in the frame. All right, Zach.
Great. I tried to brainstorm this a little bit as I thought about, what has allowed me to be successful, if I can say I have been somewhat successful helping with new TA education. The first thing that came to mind for me was having had positive mentoring experiences. And I mean that at all of the phases of my academic career. When I was an English undergraduate major, I had a really good mentor who was a faculty member in the English department. And I, in fact, had her for my own English 101, my very first semester, my freshman year. She had been my teacher in that class, and then knew that I was an English major and encouraged me to come back in, even though she was never my teacher again after that first semester. She encouraged me to come in and talk about classes, to talk about school, to talk about being an English major, to talk about where I was headed after my undergraduate career. So having somebody that I respected, somebody that I looked up to, somebody that I knew cared about my own experience, my own education, my life, was enormously beneficial as an undergraduate. And then I started a master's and was given a TA-ship unexpectedly the week before classes were supposed to start. So I didn't have a lot of preparation for that first semester of teaching, but the person who was in charge at Western Illinois University of new TA education was Bruce Leland. And in that first kind of hectic week right before the start of fall classes, he was patient, he was energetic, he was confident that I'd do a good job, he answered all my questions. His demeanor really put me at ease in terms of feeling like I could be successful as a teacher. And then working with him over the course of that first fall semester's teaching with Western Illinois' own version of kind of TA seminar, so to speak. Having him be a mentor and having him be somebody who obviously was passionate about what he was doing made a huge difference. So I've been lucky in that regard, both of those experiences at Western Illinois University as an undergraduate and then as a master's student. When I came to ASU, that luck continued, I suppose, because the new TA educators were John Ramage and Jeannie Dugan, and they also were very clearly enjoying their work, lots of experience, a pleasure to interact with. They were always supportive, always giving us confidence that we could teach ASU's writing programs courses effectively, efficiently, that we could be successful. So having those mentoring experiences always have been positive in my past. I kind of had models that I wanted to be positive as a mentor for our new TAs as well. So previous mentoring experience is a big one. But that also does include Greg Glau here, working with Greg in the writing programs for a few years as well, kind of helping me see the administrative side of writing programs, always with a smile, always positive, always knowing everybody's name. He was also a mentor I wouldn't want to not talk about during this point. Second big thing that helps me interact with our new TAs on a daily basis, just accumulation of teaching experience over a lot of years. Teaching first-year composition at multiple different institutions in the community college, having good teaching experiences, having bad teaching experiences, having difficult students, challenging students, having successes in the classroom. I kind of feel like I have gone through and I can anticipate some of the both delights that our new TAs experience with teaching as well as the frustration. So all of my own teaching experience kind of prepares me to help them see what's coming and to help them deal with what they're experiencing, because I've probably dealt with it at some point over more than a decade of teaching. And I guess the third big area I would highlight is just being passionate about rhetoric and composition as a field, and part of that includes the administration side of it. I'm in it because I love it. I like talking about it. I get energized talking with our new TAs about what's going on in their classrooms, but also in talking about comp theory, pedagogy, articulating our goals and our outcomes for writing programs, generating assignments. Just being passionate about what I do helps me always interact with them. I'd like to think in a way that they would say is positive and nurturing. So those are the three big things that spring quickly to mind in terms of helping prepare me for success and enjoyment teaching our new TAs here at Arizona State.
Well, thanks. If you were going to design a curriculum, a more formal kind of curriculum for someone to prepare for your role, what would that be like?
By preparing someone for my role, you mean someone to be a new TA educator themselves?
Yes. If someone wanted to start a PhD program with the idea at the end of this, I want to do what Zach does.
Interesting.
What would you say to that person as far as, here are the formal kinds of experiences you need to
That's a very good question.
have, courses you will need?
You certainly need to have the composition theory foundation and the pedagogy. We need all of those courses, and you need several of them. I remember having versions of composition theory both during my master's in Western Illinois and here at ASU, and the course descriptions might have looked like those would have been duplicate courses, but they're never duplicate courses. There's always new things that are going to be talked about. So multiple versions of comp theory, history of the field, but you also, of course, want some coursework in the practical application in the classroom, and I think it'd be ideal if it was, we get that in the new TA seminar, at least we give our new TAs that, but I think additional coursework outside of just the new TA seminar would be pretty important for that as well. Those are the coursework aspects that spring to mind, but I think while you were working on a graduate degree, you need experiences that were not just the tangible coursework. You also want to try to give yourself the opportunity to work maybe as an assistant director under the WPA, and that's often possible for graduate students. You'd want to make sure you were aware of the administrative side of things. That would help you be able to articulate why programs do what they do, what the policies are, and I think the administrative side of that is where you need to gain experience to be able to answer some of those questions, which new TAs invariably have and which our students in writing programs classes invariably have. So it's coursework combined with, I guess, field experience, internships or assistantships, working under WPAs. That's going to be the most tangible stuff that quickly leaps to mind for me.
Okay. What other things would you like to say, Zach?
I would like to say this is a great project, and we need more conversations like this going on in the field, so I'm happy to be a part of it.
Thank you, Zach.
You're welcome.